All right, everybody, we got Dr. Jacob Ristow here, approaching his 1 year anniversary with I Am Wealth and absolutely done an epic job. Jake, tell us maybe just a little bit about like you as a physician and just kind of like, what you do, where you work, those types of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work for the University of Minnesota. I'm an orthopedic surgeon, do mostly sports medicine, cover some of the Gopher sports teams as well. I'm in my first year of practice, so I started with Jeff and James and the I Am Well team about a month before I started my full-time attending job. And the first year has been awesome. There's a lot of financial changes that come with the first year of attendinghood and a lot of new things to think about. So it can definitely be intimidating. And they've helped guide me through it.
How would you say, like, how have we been able to continually gain your trust and comfort over the last year?
Absolutely. I think the availability is great. I think just your personalities. I never feel rushed, never feel like I'm being sold anything. It's always how much time do we need today? Don't worry if it runs long. Let's make sure you're comfortable with everything from that standpoint. And just really following through, giving me really solid advice, those kind of things. And also kind of teaching as you go. Like most physicians, I don't know much about finance, but I do want to learn and feel involved. And I feel very comfortable with all the decisions we've made. Like I understand what we're doing and those kind of things. So really been very happy with the first year and everything that we've accomplished together.
How do you feel our ability to understand just your unique needs as a physician?
Yeah, it is definitely comforting that you essentially exclusively deal with physicians, because I do think we as physicians are in a very unique financial situation in that while we are still high earners, we come to that later in life with a significant amount of debt. And our lifestyle changes very rapidly overnight. And I don't think there's a lot of other professions where that happens. So we're definitely a group of people who are very used to, are very high achieving and smart people who are used to handling things on their own. And then all of a sudden come into a situation where we have to make a lot of decisions that most of us really are not prepared to make without some guidance. And we're not necessarily people who are used to asking for help. So I think the fact that you guys deal exclusively with physicians it's a incredibly comforting thing and definitely helps. And you can tell as we do our meetings and these kind of things that you're used to working with physicians. So it makes the transition a lot more seamless.
How would you say just life is different for you as a result of just like our year or our journey together so far?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel so much more confident in just where I am financially and the decisions I've made and those kind of things. As a resident, I did all this stuff myself when I went from medical school to residency, getting disability insurance, setting up Roth IRA, these kind of things. And I think I did an okay job at it, but like nowhere near the level of complexity and things that I'm doing now as an attending or to the volume of it. And I would just feel completely lost without some kind of guidance and those kind of things. So I feel so much more confident having gone through it with you guys than trying to just do it on my own. And there's also just the time frame of meeting in a set amount of time and keeping me on track is, as we all know, once you become an attending, it's incredibly easy for months and years to go by and you don't even realize it. So I feel so much more confident with where I am, having accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish in my first year attendinghood, and moving forward to the future. I feel like we have a great game plan.
But you being super proactive, like hired us before you even got your first attending paycheck, which I imagine could be like a little bit scary to like, pay a fee and hire a financial team before you even got like, the jump in pay and the first paycheck. So I guess, what advice would you give to, a first year attending or maybe even someone making the transition and like taking the leap and doing something like this?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different, but I would definitely, promote the idea of getting on it early, and even potentially before you start your real job, because there's so much that goes into it. Those first few months, or even before you start working, selecting your healthcare, selecting your retirement, all these kind of things that seem simple because when you're a medical student or resident, you probably had one or two options. All of a sudden get very complex when you're attending. And instead of talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars and those kind of things. You'll never have more time than you do that summer before you start your job in the first few months. Life gets busy so fast. And just to have those decisions made with confidence, with the advice of people who have been through it before, not only gives you the confidence, peace of mind, it's less time off of your plate that you now need to promote your career and build your practice. I'm so glad we got on it early. I can't imagine sitting down now a year in and trying to figure out those things with you guys. I mean, we'd get through it because you guys are awesome, but life is so much busier now than it was a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And once again, I mean, like I know you give us credit, but a lot of the credit goes to you being proactive and making that choice and deciding and moving forward too, which is awesome. Why do you think it's important to have fiduciary advice?
I think it's a peace of mind thing more than anything, right? It gives you peace of mind that you're not just acting in a way of trying to increase how much you're going to get, right? Like, to just have a set amount and know that from that point on, it doesn't matter how many transactions we make, how many times we meet, these kind of things. Everything that you guys are doing is to help me and to do the best job that you can, right, for your client. Not from the standpoint of, oh, I'm just meeting with these guys once a month and we're doing X number of transitions because they have to make money off of this, right? So when you give me advice on these kind of things, I know it's not financially driven. It's just, hey, I'm trying to provide the best product, aka fiduciary advice, to my client, not I'm trying to make 5% on this or 5% on that. So I do think that's, very helpful and comforting, and it makes the advice seem all the more genuine.
Amazing. You actually answered my next question. I was going to say, why do you like the transparency of a flat fee advisory relationship versus a transactional sales-based relationship? How well did we empower you to make your own informed financial decisions?
I never felt like you guys were making a decision for me. It was always, hey, these are the options. This is what we recommend. What do you want to do? In fact, sometimes I think, especially Jeff, I push to be like, I don't know, Jeff, what should I do? So I even push back on him a little more. We're investing in different mutual funds and things for retirement, and he's explained to me all of this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna put it in whatever you tell me, Jeff. Like, let me know which one to click. Type it. But I mean, that's a good thing, right? I feel like I have so much higher of a financial IQ than when I started, just from doing these things and working through these things with you guys. But I never felt like I was in the dark. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't fully understand. Or if I did, I would ask, and I got way more information than I ever needed. So I feel totally in control. I feel like if something happened and, I was just out on my own managing it, like I understand what's going on with my finances, that I could keep the boat afloat, with the knowledge that I've gained.
Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to a physician who's considering joining I Am Wealth as a member client right now, and maybe just a little bit on the fence or hesitant about doing so?
Everyone makes their own decision. Everyone finds their own journey. Everybody has a different level of confidence in their finances and those kind of things going forward. I just think I would tell people you can't put a price on the peace of mind and on your time. Once you become an attending, I mean, you're going to have so much on your plate. You're going to have so many decisions to make. There's going to be so much going on in your practice. Do you need to add managing your own finances to the full plate of things that you have? Your practice, your family, your own personal time. So I don't think you can put a price on that peace of mind and time. And we all know the sacrifices that it takes to get into medical school, go through risk and these kind of things. Those sacrifices don't stop when you become an attending. And things always get pushed aside. And how easy is it for your finances, your retirement, these kind of things to take a backseat? So just to have somebody there watching out for you, keeping you on track, doing a lot of the legwork and research for you is incredibly valuable. And you can't just put a, hours per week number on it.
What would life feel like without this relationship?
It'd be a lot more of my own personal time on nights and weekends, researching things that I don't fully understand, trying to make good decisions. It's doable, it's certainly doable. But I would say that I would not be half the things that we do I would have never thought of. I would not be investing to the complexity that I am or with the confidence that I am. And that's just the reality of I wouldn't feel comfortable doing these things or have the knowledge to do it, right? So it would be very bare bones finances. And I definitely feel like I, now knowing all the options and things available to me, would be, missing out on opportunities because I just wouldn't have the knowledge to do it or experience, so.
It's exactly why we do what we do, man. It's so exciting to hear you talk about this. We're so thankful that you'd actually even just be willing to sit and have this conversation with us.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Seriously.
Yeah. That's all from the heart. I didn't write anything down.